What is up, TBS crew? It's your boy Steph, back with another video. Merry Christmas to everybody. So, as I promised, I'm dropping some Christmas related videos. So this one we have from Lazy Masquerade, 3 scary true Christmas horror stories, uploaded December 23rd, 2019. Now y'all already know all the important links will be down in the description, so without further ado, let's get into it. It's been a while since I listened to some Lazy Masquerade. My Santa hat, the bell don't ring like it's supposed to.
Today's video is sponsored by NordVPN. Whether you're a long-time listener or you've only heard a few of my creepy real-life stories, you've probably realized the value of staying safe and secure, even while surfing the web. So, if you're like me and you want to access the internet securely and privately, you should really be using a VPN. Enter Nord. NordVPN is extremely reliable and convenient, with super fast servers and 24/7 customer support. Want to stay hidden online? NordVPN has double data encryption for increased anonymity. Want more peace of mind? Their VPN protects your communications and personal data and makes hacking into your devices nearly impossible. With NordVPN, your data will always be protected, whether you're out traveling the world or working online in your local coffee shop. Right now, they've got a special Christmas offer on. Head over to nordvpn.com/masquerade and use coupon code MASQUERADE, and you'll make a huge 81% saving on their 3-year plan. They'll even throw in 2 Christmas gifts, an extra 4 months, and the NordPass Password Manager app for free. Find that unique URL in the description or comment section and go and check them out.
Yeah, my Santa Claus elf hat the bell don't ring like it should. I don't know what the fuck happened. It does if you do that a lot, but it's supposed to do it like now when I'm doing this.
Number 1.
It's still
It was
dope,
Christmas Eve, 2001. I was 6 years old at the time. My parents had gone to the store in town to grab some last-minute supplies for Christmas. They'd left me in the barely capable hands of my older brother. I was downstairs in the living room watching some cartoons on TV, while he was upstairs in his room listening to metal. As I'm sitting there, watching Dexter's Lab, I caught something out of the corner of my eye. Passing by my living room window was a guy in a big, floppy red hat. He stopped at the window and looked in at me. It was a man dressed up in a cheap Santa suit. He had the big, fake white beard and everything, even a large sack slung over his shoulder. Now, to my childish mind, this really was Santa paying me a visit. Still, even then, I knew something was off. What unsettled me about him as he stared in through the window at me were his eyes. They looked sickly and yellow, with dark bags hanging under them.
I bet.
His cheeks were sunken, and he didn't exactly look like the holly jolly jelly belly Santa I imagined growing up.
I bet.
He looked in at me for an uncomfortably long amount of time, and I looked back. Rather than be filled with joy, I just felt uncomfortable. But being so young, I didn't exactly know how to react. Santa was a good guy, right? While looking in, he motioned towards our front door, as if to say, "Let me in." I got up off the couch and walked into the hallway. I unlocked the door, but didn't touch the screen door in front of it like my parents had taught me. As such, there was still a thin layer between myself and the Santa now standing on my porch. Why, hello there, little boy. Merry Christmas.
Pedophile.
And what's your name? Michael. I remember feeling confused that he didn't know my name. I always thought Santa knew every kid's name. Wasn't he supposed to have a list? Nice to meet you, Michael.
Clue number 1.
Do you know who I am? I nodded yes. Well, I've heard you've been a very good boy this year, so I brought you this. He dipped his hands into the sack and pulled out a wrapped present. Held it out in front of him, as if to say, "Come and get it."
Clue number 2.
Being so young and naive, I was tempted to open the screen door and take the gift.
Don't you
but
do
my
it.
parents had drilled stranger danger into me hard, to the point where I didn't even trust Santa Claus.
There you go.
All I could think to do was tell Santa that he had come too early and that he should come back at nighttime like he was supposed to. Put the present under our tree, you know?
It's not even night.
Calm down, Michael. Open up and come and get your present.
Clue number 3.
It's a doozy. The temptation was strong. I wanted the present, obviously.
Don't do it.
My imagination ran away with me, thinking about which new, cool toy it could be.
Please don't.
But I needed permission. I shouted up to my brother. Daniel, come down here real quick.
He gonna run off, ain't he?
I'll never forget how that Santa's eyes widened as I shouted that upstairs. Without hesitation, he turned and walked away.
Knew it.
He hopped into a van outside our house that still had its engine running.
A van? Oh, him.
All I could think was, where are the reindeer? Within moments of getting in, he drove off down the road, never to be seen again. Not by me, at least. My brother hadn't even heard me shouting because of the metal he was blasting. When my parents came back, I told them about the Santa that came to visit. They thought I was just pretending or playing a game. A couple of days after Christmas, the news broke out. An 8-year-old boy in our town had disappeared from his house after his parents ran to the stores. They'd only left him alone for 10 minutes. They never found him. My folks believed my story after that, and never left me alone with my brother again. I thank my lucky stars we had that screen door rule in my home.
I guarantee your older brother got his ass beat. His neglect almost got you abducted.
Number 2.
Lucky Lucy.
It was December, a few days before Christmas, and I was out walking my dog, Lucky Lucy, late one night. The poor thing had been stuck inside all day and was begging for some exercise. Being December in the north of England, it was obviously a very cold night. I was wrapped up head to toe in my warmest clothes, and I even put a dog coat on Lucy. We made our way down a quiet country path near my house. The path itself was lined by trees on either side. It was pitch black, so I held Lucy's leash in one hand and a flashlight to guide our way in the other. After 20 minutes of walking, I heard something on the path up ahead of us a ways away. Couldn't tell what it was at first, but it didn't sound like it belonged there, if that makes sense. Wasn't the sound of nature or an animal. I shone my flashlight directly into the darkness ahead of us, but whatever was making the noise was too far away to see. I stood frozen in place for a few moments, listening intently. Whatever the noise was, it had stopped. Thinking I'd just imagined whatever it was, I lowered my flashlight back to the ground and pressed on. Half a minute later, I heard that same noise again, only this time more clearly. I was closer to its source now and could just about make out what it was. A woman, crying. I raised my flashlight again, and this time could make something out in the distance. Standing in the middle of the path, totally enveloped by the darkness, was what looked like a human shape. She was about 200 feet ahead of us. What on earth? I continued on towards her. Eventually, I got close enough to see her in detail. The woman was standing with her back to me, body facing in the direction of the darkness ahead of us, black hair sprawling down her back. She stood motionless in the road. What made this strange situation even weirder was that she was only wearing a stained, white nightgown. No shoes or coat or scarf, nothing to protect her from the elements. Like I said, it was freezing that night. What was she doing out here in the middle of nowhere dressed like that? I felt uneasy and wanted to turn back, but she was clearly in trouble. I couldn't just leave her there.
That's not my problem.
Excuse me, miss, do you need some help?
No.
She didn't answer me, just
Okay.
stood there, sobbing to herself.
So keep moving.
Obviously, something bad had happened to the poor thing. I lowered my flashlight as not to freak her out, and slowly approached her, one small step at a time. Are you all right? Did somebody hurt you? Again, there was no reply to my questions. I continued to inch forward.
Really?
I was only 25 feet away from her now, but without my
Fucking
light on
kidding
her,
me.
I could only make out the outline of her body, like she was a human shadow standing in the pathway. Suddenly, my dog Lucy stopped, her eyes fixed on the woman in front of us. She tensed up and became hard like a stone. I tried to tug her along, but she refused to budge. Then, she did something I'd never known her do in all of my days. She let out a low, aggressive growl. She was usually such a sweet-tempered dog. This was totally out of character. "Come on, Luce," I said to her. She refused to move and just continued growling. I'd never seen her act like this before.
That's a sign.
I took that as a warning sign.
Yeah.
Dogs often have a good sense for danger. Thus, I stopped and shone my flashlight directly at the woman one final time. Her whole body illuminated. Through the dark hair on the back of her head, I could make out two large, watery, black eyes and a wide, large mouth. It was as if her face was on backwards. I almost dropped my flashlight in shock. Lucy whimpered. I immediately turned and began power walking back the way I'd come, Lucy quickly trotting alongside me. Sudden, quick footsteps behind us. I turned and shone my torch. Still sobbing, and still with her body facing away from us, the woman was running backwards towards us.
Oh!
I don't know how else to describe it. Given the direction of her body, she was moving unnaturally fast. My walk turned into a full-on sprint, Lucy running just ahead of me. The weeping slowly began to fade into the distance. Whoever or whatever we encountered on that path was gone. I have no idea what we saw on that country path that cold winter's night, but that's the night my dog earned her nickname, Lucky. Needless to say, I gave her some turkey on Christmas Day.
That freaked me out. She started running backwards with her face on backwards. Like,
Number 3.
nah, that got me.
And this isn't my story, but my uncle's. He had this friend in the past who made some bad life choices.
I bet.
Ended up getting into a load of debt. Well, this friend had a wife and kids, mouths to feed, and Christmas was only a couple of months away. As such, he ended up borrowing some money from some pretty bad people, put it that way.
Oh, he wanted
I
them.
don't know how much money they lent him, but needless to say, it was a lot.
Clown.
They gave him a month and a half to pay off his debt and the interest. Payday rolls around, and my uncle's friend didn't have the money to pay off the mobsters. Instead of taking his things to pay off the debt, they ended up just taking him instead. They made him disappear. His family were obviously distressed, but the authorities were either unable to track him down or unwilling. Christmas morning, and the missing man's family wakes up. The mother isn't feeling very festive, for obvious reasons, but the kids rush downstairs to open the presents that their father's mob money had paid for. There's one box that stands out from all of the others under the Christmas tree, though. One that hadn't been there the night before. They tear off the gift wrap. It's a plain old cardboard box. They open it up. Inside is a detached human hand with a wedding ring on. It's the hand of my uncle's friend.
What?
Their father. The
Damn.
loan sharks had a guy break into their house in the middle of the night and place the box under the tree for the kids to open.
Wow.
Why they did that, I don't know. Revenge, maybe? The world is just a dark place sometimes, I guess. Happy holidays, everyone. Never forget how lucky you have it. A quick reminder about today's sponsor, NordVPN. If these stories have taught us anything, it's the importance of staying safe and secure. The same goes for when you're on the web. In this modern world, online security has become a bigger concern than ever before, what with the many cases of big data leaks and breaches. NordVPN is perfect for protecting you and your information. If you're out and about and connected to public Wi-Fi, then your personal data is vulnerable. NordVPN allows you to surf the internet with peace of mind, protecting you from hackers and malware. You'll reap the benefits of increased security when you're shopping online, and you'll even be able to shop on foreign websites. Their VPN can even help to increase your broadband speed, preventing ISP from slowing you down. Nord have won a boatload of awards for their VPN, and they're recommended by top technology experts. They're compatible with most operating systems, and there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you've really got nothing to lose. Be sure to check out the deal they have on their 3-year plan through my unique URL, nordvpn.com/masquerade. And don't forget to use that coupon code, MASQUERADE, to make that spine-chilling 81% saving.
Ooh! The fuck? Got a new outro, huh?
Hey guys, Lazy here, and thank you very much for listening. Well, it's that special time of year where we're all feeling warm and fuzzy inside, so let me end this video by saying Merry Christmas to all of you. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, then happy holidays. Seriously though, guys, it's been a great year for me. I hope you all had a good one as well. And let's hope that no one brings some nice, spooky stories our way. Though hopefully, none of them happen to you. A huge thank you to Robin for this amazing thumbnail. It's a little tongue-in-cheek, this one. I like it. A little bit cheeky. But yeah, make sure to check him out via the links in the description. And make sure to tell him that Lazy sent you. And don't forget to smash the like button, share the video, all that jazz. Before I go, a huge shout out to all of my supporters on Patreon, especially my biggest supporters. Mystic the Manakit, Bella Bobby Anderson, Infamous Sempapi, Joshua Lindsay, Sieg Carl R, Martin Vatland, Gamma A, Kelly Rocco, Connor Lothan, Kelly Rocco again, Danny Elk, Darius Safai, Nadine, Mitchell Herrera, Sloan Crawford, Sarah Ramirez, Victor Javier Fonseca Ruiz, Maricruz Cadana,
What?
Anna Maywim, Crazy Mask Parade, James Labour,
Crazy Masquerade.
Procupidine Natter, Gina Valera, Philip Westra, Alex Greensall, Monica Mendoza, Crawford K. McDonald, Marley Wright, and Ray Bryce Burton. Thank you all so much for your continued support. That about wraps things up here, guys. I'll be away until the new year, but until then, you all stay spooky. And remember, the best things happen in the dark.
Yeah, that second one, that y'all could tell by my reaction. That second one unnerved me. Like this. It's disturbing as hell. It really is. Like there's like a face on the back of hers, and that face is what was running backwards towards you. Like, dude, that's just, I don't know, fam. That just did something to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting, but that third one, you gotta watch who the fuck you borrow money from, and you gotta be able to make sure that you're able to pay that shit back. Because if you don't, you get disembodied and, cut off hands under your Christmas tree. The first one, because it was a little boy, I'll give him slack about that. But he was old enough to know about stranger danger. His parents taught him right. But at the same time, there were like clues, at least 3 clues. Like, come on, fam. Like, really? That there was some bullshit afoot. And he waited till like the second one to realize, oh, maybe this is not really Santa Claus. Like, so I'm glad he figured that shit out before shit got real. And fuck your older brother. Like, fuck him. Because he was blasting his metal music. Couldn't even come. If you were screaming for help, he wouldn't have heard that shit because he didn't hear you when you called his name to come make sure it was okay to open the screen door. Which I'm glad you were smart enough not to do. I hope your brother got his ass beat. Thank you so much, guys, for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that good stuff. That is all I got for y'all this time around. Your boy Steph is